Alright, welcome to day 6 of Inktober. This will be the last video, but it might not be the last class for you. So it's up to your teacher to determine how much longer he or she wants you to work on the project. But I'm going to kind of explain the completion, what you'll do to finish, if you finish early, if you don't finish, etc. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is review the rubric at the start of class. I'm not saying write it again, I'm saying just glance at it. See if you are improving, which you should be as long as you're working on your piece. Ask other students what they think of your work and what can be improved. Ask your teacher. Continue inking your piece until it is complete, till you are 100% satisfied with it. This may mean taking it home if that's okay with your teacher, as long as you bring it back. You have to love art. You have to want this to be the best piece you can possibly make it. Once you finish, you're going to sign it in the bottom right-hand corner, unless it's full of ink down there, then maybe the bottom left-hand corner. You're going to sign your first name, your last name, and 2021. You're going to take a picture, if you want to, and post it on social media with your parent or guardian's permission, and you use the hashtag Inktober 2021. You can also use that hashtag to search for other people doing the same challenge, see if anyone did the same word as you, see if they can guess what word you did. It'll be pretty exciting. Turn it into your teacher however they decided that you're going to do this process, whether you're taking a picture and uploading it to Canvas, whether you're handing it to them in person, whatever that may be. Make sure that you do that, but please make sure you sign your work. It's yours. You've spent all this time working on it. First name, last name, 2021. Bottom right hand corner. And as a general rule, you always want to use the media that you used to create your piece to sign your name. So for this piece we used pen and ink. So you want to make sure you use pen and ink. Now you should have been using a fine point Sharpie if you were using Sharpie and not the big thick one. So you don't want to sign with that one because you don't want your name to be more important than your artwork. Your name is just signing, I'm done, I did this piece, this is mine. But the piece should speak for itself. Your name shouldn't overwhelm the artwork. So keep that in mind. All right, if you finish early, you finish before everyone else, that's okay. Work on more Inktober prompts in your sketchbook. For example, if today is October 20th, then do number 20 on the prompt sheet, which is sprout. So if I scrolled back up here and I looked for the Inktober sheet that Jake Parker put out, if this was the 20th, I would do sprout. If my class was still working the next day, the 21st or the 22nd, whatever day it was, and this is fuzzy, draw something fuzzy. Maybe it's a dog, maybe it's, something more creative. And they don't have to be a complete piece, and that's up to your teacher how they want to grade it, but think about, being really creative and doing more work. Right. So heading back down here to day 6, if you don't finish, take your piece home and finish it independently. There's a point when you have to move on and do something else as a class, but we want to make sure that you finish your piece. Be proud of your work and strive to finish it to completion. Many artists take longer. I know when I was in middle school and high school, I always had to take my pieces home to finish them, knowing that if I didn't bring it back, it was a 0, but I was invested, and I hope that you are too. So keep on, trucking along if you didn't finish, and just work on it independently. When the piece is complete, bring it back to school, and this is just kind of how I feel about it. It's up to your teacher. What I used to do with my students is, as long as it was in the same grading period, so 9 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever schedule you're on at your school, 6 weeks, and turn it in for a grade improvement without penalty. So, for example, if you turned this piece in and let's say you got a 70, okay, and you took it home and you finished it before the end of the grading period, you brought it back, turned it back into me, I would improve your grade. If then it was a 90, then I would change your grade in Power School to a 90. But again, that's up to your teacher, but that's just something to think about. Your grade's important as well as you being happy with your piece. There's some extras down here. These are some value scales. If you're having trouble creating different values, maybe practice one of these. Again, this is just where you have more closer together of whatever texture it is, and you do less and farther apart the lighter you want your value to get. these are some examples just side by side of what I showed you before, my 4 sketches, mapping out my piece lightly and then inking it. Again, here's some more value scales. Here's some other artists of study if you're interested in delving into something a little deeper. Albert Durer was a German printmaker. He did awesome pieces, super, super detailed if you look at these. Just amazing, 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 amazing. And then, of course, you have Leonardo da Vinci. He did all kinds of really cool things, kind of in this similar style. So those are some ones to think about. And this is the rule of thirds. It's up to your teacher if they want to discuss this with you. But it's something really simple, and you can actually set up your phone to have the rule of thirds on it when your camera comes up. I know I have mine like that. Super easy. You want to have points of interest fall on these imaginary grid lines. So that's why the rule of thirds is really important. This is where it's going to draw your eye and draw your attention. So instead of this cat being like smack dab in the center, like right here, you just move the cat so the cat falls on these grid lines, especially where there's an intersection. That's a great place to place your subject matter. This is a great video right here that visually shows you the rule of thirds and how you can quickly change your composition if your teacher decides to show you that. And then there's another thing here by Jake Parker, another great video. Some of his artwork. This is my artist friend from college that I was telling you about that does really cool illustrations. Does really cool stuff. So anyway, just some other examples to show you some extras. I feel like you can never have enough really cool art to look at. So good luck with this piece. I'm super excited. I hope that your teachers will send me some examples, or when I go on Instagram and I search the hashtag Inktober 2021 that I see some pieces that you did. It'll be super awesome. So I'm super excited, and I will see you for the next project.